Hallo und da sind wir wieder bei Genshin Impact. Und jetzt mal ein bisschen schneller hier. Das da hinten durfte auch schon wieder Sumeru gewesen sein. Fontaine gewesen sein. Und ich habe letztes Mal auch so gar nicht gemerkt, dass eine Nachricht da ist. Aber die Nachricht war auch völlig irrelevant.
Here she comes! Satori is here! Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say. Paimon's starting to feel kinda nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Ja. Tolles Versteck.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there.
Ja.
Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Hamru und Tamru oder Harut und Marut? Ich meine Harut und Marut. Ich habe keine Ahnung mehr.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Ich höre es oder ohohohoho, ich höre es. Keine Ahnung, ich glaube, es war eher ein Hehe.
The gods are asking, Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
What?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And, if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, King Deshret.
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Huh. Wait a second. King Deshret passed away a long time ago. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
Die Akademie verbreitet die Gerüchte zur Auferstehung von König Dashred. Da gibt es so einige Möglichkeiten. Er wäre jetzt nicht der erste Gott, bei dem ich bin tot nicht bedeutet, dass er tot ist. Aber naja.
What insolence! I am King Dashred's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh,
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry, I must go now.
Wait! Oh, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too. Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core. Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all. All I know are some abstract Harabatot theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria. She's out of Keem's now. Right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Also ich bin mir unsicher, inwieweit Paimon und die Reisenden als, naja, nachvollziehbares Beispiel dienen können. Oder belastbares Beispiel für menschliche Interaktion. Yeah.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Ich wäre gerne ein Gärtner. Ich wäre gerne ein Maurer. Ich glaube, der wollte Gärtner werden.
Gardening? But don't you hate everything to do with plants?
Yeah.
I still remember getting mad at you for secretly throwing away the bonsai that I gave you as a present.
You see, a friend told me that the secret to self-improvement is to work on things you're not so good at.
Fair enough. I didn't think that was something you would consider. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Sehr viel besser, er kann endlich wieder alleine gehen. Sehr viel besser, kann seinen Arm wieder heben. Ich glaube, das war das mit dem Arm. Ich habe keine Ahnung mehr.
Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly, his strong arms had always been his pride and joy.
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you'd heard.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Dashred has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Dashred believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Dashred? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Dashred, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... you've also become a believer of King Dashred?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Dashred? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Die Geschichte vereinnahmt mich ganz schön. Geht das ein wenig zu weit? Ja.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Lass das!
Sataria's already started talking with Shishan.
Sie sollte nie und nimmer was davon erfahren. Sie wird ausrasten. Keine Ahnung, was dann passieren wird, aber es wird uns nicht gefallen.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Nein, in meiner Freizeit sitze ich im Keller und lerne. Oder ich bin auf dem Dachboden. Nein, daran erinnere ich mich noch. Sie war ein richtiges Gamer-Girl. Das heißt, sie bleibt im Keller.
Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia, and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Habe ich hier zu viel Angst eingejagt? Ja, definitiv.
She's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do? This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of King Deshret, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Jo, klasse. Sie hat einen kompletten Nervenzusammenbruch.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
Ich weiß noch nicht ganz, wie ich es mache, aber da hat sich gerade Genshin Impact minimiert und ich befürchte bei Genshin, das ist mir auch schon mal bei Squadrons passiert, aber bei Squadrons wurde einfach das Spiel weiter aufgenommen und ich glaube bei Genshin Impact wird der Bildschirm aufgenommen, weshalb ihr das gesehen habt. Ich muss mal schauen, wie ich das mache. Egal. Du solltest auf dein Herz hören. Jetzt kannst du dich noch umdrehen. Du solltest auf dein Herz hören.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Sehr schön, endlich haben wir sie überredet.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city. And even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Ein Verbannter, vor dem sie sogar die Weisen fürchten?
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. No, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance? Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
Alright, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side. The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch. Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars? No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Juhu. Noch mehr warten. Sorry. Keine Ahnung, wie ich das jetzt nachher zusammenschneiden soll. Ach Mann. Ich habe auch schon versucht, diese Benachrichtigung auszumachen, aber da spinnt Microsoft dann nur noch mehr rum. Es ist schrecklich. Vergesst es. Ah. Ja, wenn wir so in die Richtung etwa sehen, dann dürften wir da... Ich glaube bis 19, von 19 bis 24 war es, oder? Oh, ach, da hinten dürfte dann Dings sein. Warum sind die Symbole für Sonnenauf- und Sonnenuntergang eigentlich komplett gleich? Und übrigens, ich sehe an unserer Reisenden momentan überhaupt nichts Seltenhaftes oder an sonst irgendjemanden in dieser Geschichte.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right? That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Dann rufe ich dich gleich bei deinem Namen Nahida.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity. Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world. Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
Ja. Wieso glaube ich nicht, dass Paimon von alleine auf den Gedanken gekommen ist?
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Weil wir gerade dabei sind. Irgendwas stimmt hier nicht.
Off? What do you feel is off?
Es ist ungewöhnlich still.
It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not
Es ist-
getting paranoid, are you? No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though. Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace. I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned. Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Okay. Auf zur Akademie.
There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
Aus irgendeinem Grund sind aber noch die Kinder hier und hier in der Einkaufsstraße geht's eigentlich. Während hier beim Kaffeehaus, ja, hier ist echt wenig los. Irgendwie habe ich das Gefühl, man hat sich nur für eine Straße die Zeit genommen. Wenn ihr versteht, was ich meine. Man muss das Sumeru-Storytelling lieben. Ansonsten weiß man halt, wie beschissen es ist. Erinnert mich ein bisschen an, sag schon, an Freelancer. Das ist ja auch immer so, dass man in den Story-Missionen quasi alleine rumfliegt. Da sind auch keine Schiffe, keine anderen Schiffe im Weltraum.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people. Leave now. You need to get out of here. But that guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here. Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Ja, war jetzt nicht so schwierig zu erraten. Also von der Power her.
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
Wobei ich mich sowieso frage, eigentlich sollte die Reisende ja bekannt sein wie ein bunter Hund. Ich meine, sie ist die Ehrenritterin des Ordo Favonius und weil sie den Drachen besiegt hat, Dwalin, was jedem bekannt sein dürfte, und sie ist eine Heldin in Liebe, weil sie gegen oh Gott, wie heißt der Kerl nochmal? Ich meine jetzt nicht den Fatui, sondern diesen alten Gott. Dieses Hentai-Tentakel-Dingens. Weil sie den auch bekämpft und besiegt hat. Und eventuell ist sogar schon die Nachricht wegen rund um Ei ans Festland gedrungen. Also, ja, ansonsten, sie kann vom Bewusstsein zu Bewusstsein springen. Ihr sollte nichts passiert sein. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, unser Feind ist schrecklich. Nee, nicht wirklich. Die meisten Fatui haben bisher nur deshalb was erreicht, weil sich keiner mit denen anlegen wollte. Aber jeder, der sich mit denen angelegt hat, hat den ordentlich hat die eigentlich ordentlich fertig gemacht. In einem halbwegs fairen 1 gegen 1 oder so. Ich meine, die einzige, die mal in einem, in Anführungszeichen, Kampf etwas gerissen hat, das war La Signora, als die Reisende und Venti überfallen hat und die ausgeschaltet hat, bevor die beiden überhaupt irgendetwas machen konnten. Ansonsten hat jeder Einzelne entweder gar nicht gekämpft oder auf die Fresse bekommen. Gott, La Signora hat sogar um ihr Leben gebettelt. Naja. Aber Ai ist eine Frau, die zu ihren Prinzipien steht. Beziehungsweise noch mehr natürlich die Raiden Shogun Puppe. Aber in dem Kampf haben die Fatui bisher noch nie was gerissen. Selbst ihre Minions nicht.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
Wir haben das Ausmaß der ganzen Sache unterschätzt. Ja gut, ihr habt echt nicht an die Fatui gedacht, also ja. Komplex? Nicht wirklich.
We're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
Wir müssen zuerst Nahida wiederfinden. Also wenn es nur um das Gnosis gehen würde, dann geht zu Nahida in den Raum und klatscht sie. Ja, sie ist eine Archon, aber mal ganz ehrlich, sie ist die mit Sicherheit zweitschwächste Archon direkt nach Venti.
Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Führen wir die Untersuchung weiter, finden wir jemand anderen, der vielleicht beteiligt ist.
You mean?
Tainari.
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Gidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Also so groß wie die Akademie ist, sehe ich das halt null. Aber auf der anderen Seite ist das hier Videospiellogik, von daher wird es so sein, dass er was darüber weiß. Naja. Komm, wir holen noch die Errungenschaften und dann würde ich sagen, Gruß, Zynas Fan.